What's up, GD Profit? You bring up an interesting point, and I don't completely agree with you, but I do in the same time. And allow me to explain. You know, there's a difference between our personal feelings and what we feel should be supported socially. Okay, but I just want to explain why people think it's very different between a gay relationship and an open relationship. Heterosexual people can have open relationships, and gay people can have committed relationships. And I agree with you on the if we happen to fit a stereotype, we shouldn't go against it. For example, there's a stereotype that bisexuals can't be committed. However, if you're bisexual and you make the choice to have open relationships, that's your choice. And who cares if you're fitting the stereotype? That's who you are. That's what you believe in, and people should be allowed to follow that. You know, I'm much quicker to stand up for gay rights and bisexual rights and transgenders, whatever. But I have a little bit more of a problem with open relationships. Um, I don't have a problem with it, as in other people can't do it. I have a problem with it in the sense of I don't think that it's a beneficial thing. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that everyone's is like me, because I know that not my way isn't always the right way, but I do believe that it does have a negative effect to have an open relationship. You can't really have a. I believe it's harder to have a loving, committed relationship if it's open. Well, not committed, but you know what I mean. It's harder to really have a connection, in my opinion. I don't know as much as you might think. Like, I haven't been in an open relationship. Um, but here's the thing, okay? A gay relationship, I wouldn't do that either because I'm not attracted to men. The reason I wouldn't do that is because my attraction. I don't believe sexuality is a choice because the overwhelming evidence shows that you can be born with one sexual tendency, and you can be born somewhere in the middle. The evidence has been seen. There's enough evidence. The evidence is leaning towards that, so that's what I believe. If evidence comes up the other way, then, I'll believe that homosexuality is a choice. If that evidence comes, I really don't think it will. And even if it does, I will not see it as a negative. But, if someone were to tell me to just be attracted to men right now, I couldn't do it. And I think more straight people need to see it this way, need to try to see it this way. But I think the difference is, you know, why I wouldn't want to be in an open relationship is not because I couldn't be attracted to more than one person. I don't think I could be in love with more than one person at once. That's I don't think I could. But I choose not to be in open relationships. And whether or not to be in open relationships, I think honestly is a choice. Now, for some people may disagree and say that it's hard for someone to stay committed. And if somebody doesn't want to stay committed, don't stay committed. As long as that's understood. I have a lot more respect for someone who's openly in an open relationship than someone who cheats. And there are a lot of people who cheat. Um, you know, I couldn't be in an open relationship because I'd get jealous. I would feel like the person doesn't love me. Honestly, that's how I would feel. But, if people want to do that, that's up to them. And I would agree that we shouldn't judge them. However, I would not recommend open relationships to people who want, any sort of real feelings, I suppose. At least that's my opinion. If someone wants to prove me wrong, go ahead. I'm trying to be open minded about this. I'm just trying to explain a little bit of where I'm coming from. Um, I think that when you stay with one person, you have that attraction to them, that connection to them. And for a lot of people, even the smallest amount of just sexual attraction or sexual commitment, even with the smallest things, or a commitment to only doing things with that person makes the feeling stronger for that individual person, for that individual relationship. It makes the person feel special. It makes people feel like they have a special place in the person's heart. It makes them feel like like they're enough for the other person. And maybe this is, insecurity on my part, but being in an open relationship for me would make me feel as if I'm not enough, as if I'm just not doing it for them, as if I'm not good enough to be with just them, for them to just be with me. And when you have that connection with someone, that individual between you two connection, for myself and for a lot of people, that just makes it stronger. That willingness to stay committed is what makes it such a strong relationship. So, the fact that I'm not gay is based on what I like and what I'm attracted to. I'm not generally, or not really at all, attracted to men. That's not what I'm attracted to. And while I think love is more than attraction, I don't honestly think I could get over the fact that that's not what I'm attracted to. But that's not to say I'm superficial. But when it comes to gender, that's a big thing in my own what I'm attracted to. And but an interesting question is, what if one day my girlfriend became a guy? You know, it's like you're attracted to what you're attracted to. But when you already love someone that much, interesting thought, you know? Or, I mean, that's more of a hypothetical situation for someone you would ask yourself. And people would have different answers, you know? I couldn't fall for a guy. I'm just not attracted to men. But the difference being that open relationships, really, it is a choice to, well, for some people it kind of is a choice. They have a tendency not to want to be committed or not to be committed. And so there is a certain amount of choice in either I want to stay committed or I don't want to stay committed. I want to be able to be with multiple people. I believe this should be up to the person. And my opinion on open partnerships, do I believe a partnership or a marriage, if it's man or woman or man, woman or woman, should be between two people? Yes, I do. I do believe it should be between two people that love each other. That's just my opinion. And I don't think that that's discrimination, because it's still, marriage, I mean, is kind of the legal bond of two people. It's that legal bond of, but who's to say it shouldn't be three people? It's interesting to think about. I'm just bringing up things. A lot of these things I honestly don't know what to think about because I haven't bothered to think outside the box enough, in a way, to be honest. And I think that is something we should do. Think outside the box as best we can. Just, if anybody can give me some thoughts, please do. We can have our own opinions, but how far do we take that in our judgment of other people? I say no judgment of other people. Let other people handle themselves. As long as everyone's consensual in a relationship, I say it's okay. I start having a moral problem when there's a lack of consent. So, yeah. It's Spike here. Peace out, y'all.